Hello and welcome, Cosmic Quantum Travelers. I hope you're doing good. I hope you can feel how the fear is literally dissolving at a very deep cellular level, and with it is the fear matrix. So many of us can feel we are at the point of the event happening. It's already happening, has been for over a year, really. Since the 9th of January, we've gone full event mode. And I see this culminating and completing quantum style any moment now. Imminent. So I'm going to share quite a few bits. I'll try to just go through it. I have notes, otherwise I'll forget. Been very tired, need to drink coffee. Actually, I'm gonna have some more. We've not been sleeping so much, so there's obviously a lot of solar activity still going on. So we had, I think, a couple of M flares yesterday, and also a longer C-class flare, generally big C-class flares. We have solar winds. We have had yesterday some Schumann resonance spikes, and I think that's it. These are the measurables. We have a lot of plasma coming in, and that's really helping us to heal our morphogenetic field, our crystal heart, our crystal body, our DNA, and it's all switching on. So this is the final purification, fully completing, and our ascension as well. All of our missions are quantum completing. Everything is quantum completing. Okay? It's just we are beyond done with this experience in the artificial simulation and distorted polarity consciousness. Bye-bye. See you later. So we're done here. Amazing work, everyone. I know the last few days, again, the day after my last video, went through another little semi-death, which was more of the 3 days of darkness I talked about before, which was the week before that. And I remembered, oh wait, we were here before. So it was a lot easier to navigate through, and therefore it went literally, it cleared out within a day. There's still a lot going on, especially between the twin flames. And obviously this is very much connected with our heart. And I really believe we're all part again of this twin flame collective, because it's a core blueprint that we're anchoring. And we all have a masculine, feminine, and we're all being born into masculine, feminine bodies. So we'll all have a divine counterpart at a higher level. It's just dependent on kind of what you have already activated in your field and where your twin might be running around. But now, as we are merging all these different timelines and universes, realities, dimensions, everybody will have basically a twin flame somewhere, and they will be finding them. And anything, karmic less than is going to drop away. At least that's what I'm seeing. So basically, I've been talking about, we had 4 resets between the twin flames. And the last one, so we really spiritually, mental, emotional, and physical now merging all of our bodies together into one unified field, as well as the sovereign field, because we had to kind of sever all these codependent, narcissistic, the distorted polarity that the twin flames are here to integrate in order to unify, come to divine union within. So our own God sovereign free self, fully integrated, our multidimensional self. And then we can also do this with another person. So whatever you are together with your twin flame in the physical, or separated, or you don't know them yet, it's still happening for all of us at some level. And they're just different, they're different contracts, they're different levels, of twin flames in a sense. And it's the same as, we have indigos and indigo 1, 2, 3, although I really see this all merging in a way. And I always have seen that, there are always overlaps between the blueprints and templates that we carry, and the gifts and abilities and the mission. And ultimately, as I've spoken about this before, the real mission is self-realization, us remembering our one true self, the one true diamond avatar, so the collective cosmic avatar that is coming online, that's also connected to planetary activations, as well as us finding and remembering our true self, our own unique self where there's no other, and they cannot be copied. And that's really what's activating our blueprint, us being our true authentic self and free of any previous conditioning. Doesn't matter whether it's been your parents, your friends, your, extended family, boss, partners, anything, and really clearing out anything, even later on, things we learn in the spiritual community of what the ascension is all about, how we're supposed to walk this path, all of this. We have to all figure out our own unique path, because I don't believe there's just one path. There's like a certain, again, blueprint that we're activating right now, which is the one working blueprint for all cosmic races, for everyone. Okay, and Earth holds the cosmic blueprint for ascension. And what we're integrating right now is really also our own multidimensional self. So we're really integrating our master self, our ascended master self. Okay, so the starseeds who are listening to this kind of material, who have resonance, they have more than just a 12-strand DNA template of the angelic human. They would have either 24, something between 24 and 48 strands. Now, as I've shared as well, there's a new template of the triple diamond sun body, or the indigo 4, which is the 72 strands triple helix DNA. So we're shifting from 2 to triple helix DNA, which is also very much connected to us merging with the all realms, all realities, all as one. And also connected with the Tribeca codes, the Trinity codes that we're running. So we're shifting from the bi-wave and the reversals that have been running through the field and causing this distorted polarity to the Trinity, which is the original kind of Holy Grail configuration and coding, which is a tri-wave, which is the Holy Trinity embodied. And it's basically the distorted polarity unified within the 0-point field of the Godhead, of the neutrality. And it's also the divine feminine, masculine, and child, or love, power, wisdom, the threefold flame, which is also connected to the threefold founder flame, which are really the original sound and light fields all of creation originates from and is created from. Okay, because before we turn into form, we are sound and light fields. This is what the music of the spheres are about as well. And they have been shifting and upgrading along with the emerald ray, where all the other rays also originate from. It's the first emanation, and then the blue ray comes from that. And basically, this is sort of the background to the reality, as I've seen. Also, the emerald ray serving as a kind of green screen to our reality, as I've been shown. Now, basically, as we're integrating our avatar self and activating it, we are integrating all of our multidimensional selves. So this is then also us integrating all of our, all these timelines we've been a part of, all of our incarnational selves. Okay, so as a normal angelic human, you would have 12 strands DNA blueprint. That's the original template that we've been busy rebuilding, reclaiming, reactivating. And that would give you, when you then activate all 12 strands, and times the 144, the divine template, which are the subharmonics, sound and light fields that are running within your 12-strand DNA template, that would give you 1,728 incarnational selves that you're integrating in order to integrate your avatar self. Okay. Now, if you are an indigo, you will have 24 to 48 strands, which will then double, triple that. And basically then you have as a indigo 1, which has kind of 48 strands, which so far has been the highest embodiment. That would give you 6,912 incarnate selves that you have to integrate throughout the timelines, okay? Throughout these ascension cycles. Now, this goes way beyond what we're doing right now, even that. But that's just to give you a taster. I will also leave a link below in the description box to a video of another teacher guide who has really done a good job at explaining this better than I can. And I leave the link below. I have only watched the video half so far, so I've only just come across it. Somebody shared the video, but I was literally talking about this with someone. So it's a really good example just to give you the basics. But again, also the basics are changing. And what I've been sharing is all new templates. Okay. And I know that literally nobody else is sharing that. Now, there is a reason why I'm sharing this. Okay. And this is also interconnected with us integrating our ascended master selves and God self, really. We're integrating God source consciousness. As we are doing this, this comes online collectively. So this goes beyond anything that was there before. Most of what anybody is talking about, because it's a new divine organic creatrix field, which is beyond time. Okay, we're totally transcending that, and we're totally integrating all of our multidimensional selves throughout the eons, even beyond this ascension cycle. Okay, it's super quantum. So imagine unifying all universes, all realities, all realms, all dimensions as one organic creatrix field. And it's beyond time. There's no more time. And as I've been shown it again, this happens in a blink of an eye. There is no destruction. There is no slow repair project whatsoever. It's you awakening from the dream, because this has been a holographic projection that's an overlay over this organic creatrix field. And this is ultimately going online as we are fully embodying our true authentic self, because that's what overrides and cancels out as the antidote for anything that's fake and artificial and false. Yeah, so us speaking and being in our true authentic self, that's embodiment, it's a frequency. And only you know what that looks like. And obviously we share common ethics and morals. So, which is that core blueprint. Because your 12th strand DNA, it is basically, it's embodiment of virtues. That's what it really is. It's an embodiment of consciousness, God source consciousness. And again, it's beyond Christ consciousness. We're going cosmic consciousness, God source consciousness at a whole collective level, where there's no more pyramidal scheme of we are the ascended masters and down there are the little people. While we are embodying these higher levels of consciousness, because we're literally here holding the Templar, we are holding the blueprint of the planet. So we are holding what you see around us. We are the elements. We are the structures. We are the matter you see around us, projected out. We hold these blueprints as the magic Grail Queens and Kings, which are the 12 original tribes, which are the original star races, which have seeded humanity. And we carry a mix of all the blueprints that we have been busy clearing, along with the 144,000 archetypes of the Godhead. These are archetypes. So we're all here representing archetypes, really. Sorry, I was okay. I'm getting my coffee at this point. So these are archetypes we are embodying. We're playing roles. Everybody's playing a role. So nobody cares anymore who is who. Let's make this very clear. Because we're now remembering, all these memories are coming back. I was Jesus or Joshua. I was Mary Magdalene. I was whoever else. Now, we have to understand again, at avatar level, you're 1,728 incarnates. So an avatar like Joshua is 1,728 incarnates thinking they are Joshua. Then, obviously, from Joshua and Mary Magdalene, you literally have all the other tribes that came from them. Because they're the 13th tribe. They are the embodiment of the cosmic divine father and mother principles. So they are the collective mother-father archetype, or the king of kings and the queen of queens, or the cosmic mother of dragons, the cosmic father of dragons. So that's what they've been representing. And through the ages, you have these different representatives throughout the timelines. And ultimately, at highest level, we are all of that. But that's why many people will have these deep connections with Joshua, for example, because he's the father of all. But he's also just a representation. He's just playing a role. He's an archetype. And ultimately, we're all part of that core of the cosmic monad, because that's what they are representing. So Mary and Joshua, or Jesus, and their children are representing the Holy Trinity, or the Godhead. So the Holy Divine Father, Divine Mother, Divine Child. Again, representatives, archetypes. So I don't believe they're coming back as such. I believe we're integrating all of this. And it's like the next generation, the children are taking over. The same as our children are going to take over after us. So everybody needs to discern for themselves, because you will have within that fractal as well core fractals. And so a lot of remembering is coming back from all these different archetypes, and ultimately we're integrating all the goddesses, we're integrating all the ascended masters as these different aspects of the one, the 144,000. So there's a lot to integrate. And then depending on our DNA's blueprint and template, there's a lot to integrate. So basically, I'm also saying this because there was also questions around for several reasons. Because first of all, it's in the field. So that's my stake on that. And then obviously, because we're integrating all these different timelines, all these different incarnate selves of us are playing a role. So ultimately, it doesn't matter who we have been in other lifetimes, but then it does matter because they're giving us clues to what we're here to do, because there will be parallels running, because we do have always the same gifts and abilities. But your roles that you have played will show you what you're here to do now. So basically for me, and I said before, I was Sarah, the daughter of Jeshua and Mary. I'm a core fractal, and I'm carrying the cosmic ascension blueprint together with my divine masculine and my daughter as the Holy Trinity. So we're representing the Holy Family, the Holy Trinity, as I'm being shown, and I'm with them carrying this cosmic ascension blueprint, which is also why I've said before, all of my activations, everything I'm sharing is about, it includes all the different keys and codes of the star races. So Andromedan, Sirian, Palladian, Arcturine, Venusian, Lyran, all of these different star races, because I carry all codes. And I've also been shown as I ascend, we all ascend. Because that's just the role I'm playing. It the same as Jeshua was here. I also carry the codes for the stargates in order to open them, which is why I'm also doing the activations in order to bring these codes in, open the stargates, and also carrying this ascension blueprint, which is basically the morphogenetic field, the divine blueprint of the 144 of all the star races, and able to then help you activate it within your field. And it's also been shown to me, because the thing is, ultimately, I don't care, but I also need to say this because there are so many imposters out there, and we need to claim this now. So once you know who you are and what you're here for and what your role is, we also need to declare it. And I know then this really triggers the field, and people think I'm coming from ego, but I just know who I am. And I have to also share that because a lot of other people are pretending to be that. So I'm the cosmic mother of dragons. It's basically also, I had other incarnations as the daughter of Akhenaten, which is Mary Tartan, and the daughter of King Solomon, the daughter of Esclamont the Fox, who was the high priestess of the Cathars. And I'm just the mother of mothers and the cosmic mother of dragons. And that's why I'm carrying these codes. And I really don't ultimately, again, it's not about ego, but we need to be here also to share our truth, share our identity, because it's all now culminating and coming together. And as I'm sharing my truth without fear, because I really don't want to do this ultimately, I really was arguing with this, but I have to. Because we need to speak the truth into the field, and I don't really mind what anyone thinks about this, but this is also to clarify what I'm here for, and that's why I'm sharing the codes and activations, and that's why I can anchor them in. Because I also said before something like, doesn't matter whether we do the activations or not, and I'm sure they are very powerful and very important for us to literally activate this organic blueprint and the divine organic creatrix field. So, and we all carry this ultimately. So I'm not carrying this all on my own. I'm nothing with anyone without all of you around me. And we're all, part of the circle, because there's no more pyramidal scheme. It's all a circle. Okay, but you have a core, a cosmic core monad, but we're all part of this. The same with the 144,000. Everybody is part of this. We're all one, literally. And that's what we're remembering now. But it's also about us really owning what we're here for without the fear of someone persecuting us or, sending us hate, attacking us or whatever. Because there've also been many comments around, throughout the time. And that's also why I'm saying this. you know, where people are trying to, I don't know, gaslight me or trying to trigger me, and I will just not react to it unless somebody's downright aggressive or, you know, really oversteps a mark. I will literally just not go into reply anymore, or I might try to do one reply to see if there's any real conversation to be had. But ultimately, also in the comment section, you can't really have an appropriate conversation around certain topics that are just really vast. And I'm not here to defend myself either, and I will just ignore it. But I also appreciate, you know, free speech. Everybody can make up their own mind. But I also don't allow gaslighting or attempts to try and trigger me and, I don't know, discredit me, because, yeah, I just stand for, you know, ultimately the work I do without attaching any kind of identity, spiritual identity around it, because I truly believe we're here to embody our God self. But it's also to explain why I speak the way I speak, where you're bringing these really new codes and instructions and blueprints that literally most other, I don't know, I haven't really seen anyone else speaking about it. And again, it doesn't come from spiritual ego. It comes from just me knowing what I'm here for. And that's what I'm also here to share. And it's also here to trigger your own remembering of who you are and the role you're playing and what your purpose is and what you're here to bring. Because I'm here also as this, it's carrying this hierogamic Trinity template, the Holy Grail template. I mean, that's what the lineage of Mary and Jeshua was about, the Holy Grail. As we know from some more modern literature, which are always, you know, there are certain truths in there, and we're all remembering together. I wish I could tell you everything that's held in my DNA, but we're literally remembering together, we're clearing our template together, and I'm just here to keep showing the way and just speaking my truth, and without the fear of what anyone thinks about it, okay, ultimately, because I really don't care. I really don't care. And I have, throughout many lifetimes, have sacrificed my life for this cause on many levels. So anyway, and I know we all have. So, and we're all part of that, okay? Because there's a whole, the Aquael, for example, also are the daughters of Christ. We all carry these codes which are clearing the ancestral lines. And we also have the masculine part of that, clearing the masculine sides and the patriarchal lines. So, you know, we're all part of this. And what we're accessing now, where it's no more hierarchy, it's all synarchy, or what is it called, heterarchy, where we're all just, you know, one equal, but we're all just playing different roles. And maybe no longer in ego of thinking anyone is more or less. Because all I'm here is to remind you, the same as Jeshua really was. It's not, nobody wants to be worshipped here. Nobody wants to be special. Nobody wants to be famous. All we want is to remind you that you are that you are the Christ embodied. And it's the second coming of Christ. I don't believe he's going to turn up. It's us remembering we are that, because we're not trying to embody something that was here before, but something totally new, all new, okay? And we're all one, not the same, but we're all equal. So, and that's what the dragon queens and magic grail queens and kings, which are one and the same, they are the head of the tribes, and that's what the 12 original tribes, or 13, are really about. They are the heads of all these different star races, okay? So, and they are here and already. We are running the rainbow rounds, because this is very much right now about the Arthurian timeline coming online again, and basically the awakening of the Albion, which we've also been doing within the activations. You know, I've been sharing remotely and via the channel online on my SoundCloud and so forth over the last year plus. And thank you so much for everyone who's been part of this. Thank you so much for anyone who supported me also with donations. Again, links are also below. If you are able to support me back, and do find what I share of support, because truly I have been giving all of this away for free. And it is my gift to humanity, because again, we all want, and we all want to ascend. And I mean, we're not going anywhere. We're just dissolving the illusion, literally, okay? As we're dissolving our false self and thinking we are, I don't know, just little Ramona running around. We are God source consciousness embodied, all of us, okay? Nothing more, nothing less. Everything, okay? We're everything. So you are what I am as well, okay? But this is also about us, again, remembering the roles we played, because they're merging now. How did we run the rainbow rounds? How did we run the frequencies into the planet? How did we activate the grids? You know, the guys are here very much the grid keepers. The feminines very much opening up the stargates, and together, you know, we are the pillars, the masculine, feminine, mother, father arc, in order to anchor, you know, the whole 144 subharmonics of the Godhead into the planet, merging and activating heaven on earth. And again, very much this is down to these original twin flames that are the head of these tribes throughout the planet, different, you know, also interdimensionally. And as they come back together, again, their blueprints fully ignite and the cosmic monad fully ignites. And ultimately, it's through the ignition of the heart. So I'm not waiting for any outside event. I'm waiting, again, not waiting at all. We're making it happen as we keep opening up our hearts and just keep moving out all that it's not. And this is really an inside-out event. And it's a non-event, ultimately. It's just us just remembering. And all the solar activity is helping us to, you know, consistently, especially over the last year and a bit, activate our dormant DNA and clear out all the lower codings, all the miasms, all the density, all the artificial architecture, all this, you know, all the artificial overlays and so forth. So basically the Magi Grail Queens and Kings, they are the guardians, the grid keepers, the gatekeepers, and the blueprint holders. We literally hold the planet inside of us and then project it out for our tribes and then cosmically. Because again, Earth is literally the cosmic heart. And as this ignites the crystalline core and our permanent seed atom, which is already happening, and I'm going to leave links to my last 2 activations below as well, that will help you activate this. And basically, again, as this activates, the whole new organic creatrix field, new ascension Earth is coming online. And it's a 13D diamond grid system, along with our 13D strands DNA. Because we are reconnecting back to the mother, and it's all unifying as one. So basically, they run the rainbow rounds across the grids. They help clear and activate them. They hold the new frequencies on behalf of all. That's why we're the anchors, okay? So, and as we heal, all heal, and as we fell, everyone fell, okay? We're all one, and that's what we're remembering now. And that's why it's important that we are looking after, you know, we are here to help here and clear, and that's just our job. I know it's not fun a lot of the time, but it's getting fun now as all the heavy density is lifting. But you get me. But then also it's us embodying a new king queen archetype where the ones we see out there are more serving themselves, and we're here to serve, you know, all or the public, but they're also here to support us because we do need both. Yeah, and it's also interesting because the more, you know, the divine feminine really then steps into her power and really asks and speaks her truth and has her boundaries, and people are still not supporting her and like respecting the boundaries. It's a sweet, sweet melody, but we're getting there, okay? So just keep on doing it, because I know it's been a bit tough of us really, like, you know, creating our sovereign energy field, because people around us are obviously not at that level. But the more you just need to stick to it, okay? And because there's a big shift, big changes happening right now, where we are going to connect with our divine counterparts and the soul groups, where we are seen, where we are respected, where each other, you know, respecting each other's boundaries. And from there on, 100 monkey effect, everybody else will cop on. Okay, that's what I'm seeing. It's just that we're clearing out all these last remnants of this karmic connections and cords and stuff, and we're being shown where we still leaking energy, where we're still giving our energy away or our power away, or where we're still being, you know, kind of sucked our energy from, all of that stuff, you know, where we need to be fully sovereign. So basically, this is a huge responsibility. We need to understand. So if we are those, okay, that carry these templates, and again, it's 144, and it's all of us are being part of this, but some of us are just remembering fully now that we are really those core blueprint holders, those core fractals of the cosmic monad. And these are also the people I'm doing the videos for, in order to activate and remind you of what we're here for, and that we're here to come together again and to unite the tribe as one. Okay? In peace, harmony, and balance. All right. So so this is a lot about the awakening of Albion right now and the rise of Arthur. and to find and the unification, divine union with his divine counterpart, the triple solar goddess, Guinevere, which is also Bridget, or Mary Tartan, which is Scotia, and Mary Sophia. So that's the triple goddess. Like, that's the way Ascension Glossary speaks about it, but it very much relates to me, because again, I'm here to represent that triple solar goddess, cosmic, divine feminine blueprint. And Mary Tartan was Scotia, because there's a story about Scotia being the daughter of Akhenaten, that was Mary Tartan, and basically coming with her husband to Ireland in Scotland. That's why she's called also Scotia. And basically she brought things from Egypt, and they're held in Ireland. And I know that now. That's also, I know I've been here. Anyway, and I'm looking forward to remembering what and where exactly. I have an idea, like half. I'm not going to say too much about this, but anyway, the memories are coming back now. So you see, and ultimately it's an awakening, but let's see how this all plans out. I do still see any moment now there will be massive grid activations, and the crystalline core will fully ignite along with our high heart, the permanent God seed atom, and it's already happening. Again, check out my activations that will help you with that. But basically they are, so the Arthur and Guinevere, or this triple masculine and triple feminine cosmic blueprint, again, that we all embodying, okay? No difference. We're all embodying this, the same as the Christ. It's the same, okay? It's the triple feminine, masculine, because also in the divine counterparts, what they're really here for, you are like your divine counterparts, basically mother, sister, daughter, and consort, and, you know, wife. You are playing all these roles because you are the triple embodiment of within the feminine, the crow, and the mother, and the virgin. So, because you're just embodying all these three states, and they are just different aspects of us. Again, the Holy Trinity, and the masculine is doing the same. And basically them together is then also the twin aspects, and they're the divine mind of God, and they're the embodiment of Mother, Father, God in the embodiment. So we're really here to be the archetypes and new role models for what does it look like to be a divine feminine, divine masculine, a mother, a father, a brother, you know, because for me, we're all brothers and sisters. We're all, you know, everybody is a mother or a sister or a daughter to us, you know, but we should have just one husband or wife. So basically it's a massive responsibility, okay? And there's been a lot going on. And again, the twin flames are key to this, because it's about igniting the heart and the divine unification within. And it's us bridging now the last layer of the physical, fully coming to divine union. That's what I'm seeing right now. There is also, so what's happening, and I mentioned that in the post that comes with this, so also check out the post, okay, because I probably won't get to speak about all of this. I'm already talking a long time, although I can't see how long. But basically what's been happening is there's a lot of stuff happening in our root chakra, in the lower, you know, body and chakra system, because basically it's got to do with the reptilian tail, which was in your coccyx, and there's also been like an egg-type membrane around the 8 original fetal cells that are at your tailbone, okay, at your coccyx. So there was a membrane. It's very much to do with, again, it's called a reptilian tail, and it's basically an implant that has also been part of the mind control, and it's also been prevented from the lower part of your Merkaba spinning correctly. And it's basically fully dissolving now collectively, along with all seals, implants, membranes, all of that stuff. Okay, it's all that what has prevented us from ascension is fully lifting collectively, as we here do this first, and then it goes out. Okay, and this is then fully clearing us from the mind control projections. And it's also, there was kind of like a negative ego mind identity, like a filter. So this is also helping us now to fully step into our true authentic self. Okay, again, I'm leaving a link also to more information on Ascension Glossary. And it's basically also created a false holographic insert version of an unconscious mind that could then be controlled by a mind control. Okay, so literally taking over the mind of people, and then the body, because once you're in control of the mind, you're in control of the body, you're in control of the spirit. That's where the mind has been very much being the target. It's the easiest to affect and influence and control. So that's what's clearing now, fully the Kundalini, and then up to the extended Kira Shah, which are the extended Kundalini currents, and it's running the full rainbow rounds and the full spectrum of the 144 superharmonics for those that have activated this and have this basically in their contract. And this is also clearing out anything, you know, so basically you will feel your whole survival fears, all that stuff is all clearing out. So all these themes, so the root chakra would be survival fears, then you have all the karmic stuff in the sacral, and then the power disempowerment around the solar plexus area, which is the new Ra center. And then it's enabling us to fully now activate our Merkaba and that of the planet correctly, because that's what's also been preventing it. And it's fully allowing us to heal our morphogenetic field now. Una salatera se queda ushu aina ina queda tututuka aina kara sata. It is done. So we're free, and any moment now, the pole and magnetic field shift is fully completing. You will feel a lot of the side effects, ascension symptoms right now. I can feel nausea, headaches, third eye activations, a lot of crystal palace activations in the head, fully activating our higher mind and heart-mind complex. Obviously, the heart activations are carrying forth, you know, body aches, flu-type symptoms. I feel, you know, the magnetic shift a lot. And again, it's shifting us back to the mother's organic supermagnetism, okay, to how it was before the fall of Atlantis and before the artificial pole shift. And again, it's nothing catastrophic. It's literally just waking up from a dream. Don't even, it's just focus on your heart, focus on your body, your DNA, activate your crystal body, the crystalline core, keep anchoring light into the grids, use my activations or however you do this. And also what I wanted to say in my last video, I said the wrong thing because I said, you know, with the pole shift, instead of 2, we have then 4 poles, and on each one it would be south, north. That was incorrect. I meant to say plus, minus, plus, minus, plus, minus, plus, minus. So the different charges of the, you know, magnetics, positive, negative, on each end, so to say. Okay, and you have 4, because this is also the rod and the staff of the masculine feminine, which is kind of your inner solar cross, where your Merkaba interlinks in your high heart. That's also what this is connected to. Okay, so you have those 4 poles. Again, if you want to see the picture to that, check out my Instagram. You can find the link here on my page, and you just go down. I think it was about 2 months ago, and you just see on a picture of you the planet, and then kind of some lines that are running north, south, east, west. Okay, just to get a visual if you haven't seen it before. So what also has been happening a lot between the masculine and feminine, so there was a little, like they have stabilized the field now, and it's very important for the feminine now to fully surrender to the masculine if she feels, obviously this is just when it resonates, that the masculine is ready to be really there to hold a safe container. So this is very much about trust and fully feeling safe and surrendering to one another. So the feminine surrenders to the safe container of the masculine, so she can fully dissolve into the container, so they can create creation literally all anew. That's what they're doing together, as they fully unify as one, because they're creating all new worlds. It's like matter and antimatter fully merging, unifying, and creating something totally new. That's kind of what it is happening within us, and then also within our divine partnerships, however that may plan out or look for you. Okay, so I want to say, so there was a lot between the masculine and feminine, where the feminine was basically reclaiming her power, as she reclaims her power and her worth and has her boundaries. The masculine then also steps up in his power, and it's constantly like a balancing. And then he can also, you know, see her like as she really sees her for who she really is, and releases all doubt and insecurities. He then also can see her for who she is. And it's again, if he can embody his inner divine feminine, he can then recognize who's true feminine. And the same is for the feminine with the masculine. So we need to embody our divine masculine in order to know who's our true divine masculine, and then know when are we ready for that final jump. Because like I can feel in my own field, there's been so much about when you need to hold your masculine feminine yourself. It's like you can't fully relax because you have to literally do it all yourself. Yeah. So if you have a masculine presence, you then are able to surrender to the masculine and share, like she can fully surrender and doesn't have to be in her masculine so much, and vice versa. So we're shifting the poles because the feminine was too much in the masculine too much in his feminine, in order to integrate the opposite. So it had a divine purpose. Yeah, because we need to integrate the opposites, the polarities. That's what the twin flames and divine counterparts and what ascension all is about. So we're all part of this. And that's helping us integrate all of our multidimensional selves, because they're always showing us a mirror of what we still need to integrate. And once we're in full divine union, because it's ultimately the one true beloved is everyone, okay? When we come to divine union with ourselves and with our divine counterpart, we do come to the union with source, and that's with everyone and everything. So you do see the divine in everyone, and everybody's ultimately the beloved. And then there's also just one true beloved. So it's both ends. But as she knows her true worth, and all of us, okay, it's also like the worth of the wisdom, the healer, the guide, what we're here to bring, our gifts and abilities, instead of the material wealth, because that's what we've been transcending and shifting away from, especially over the last few weeks of us, because where we're going, there's no more money. What we're accessing now, what's available now, there's no more money, as I'm seeing that. Okay, it's literally manifesting out of thin air in a blink of an eye, and we don't need that stuff. And in the meantime, it's just energy, it still means something, obviously, and it's there for a purpose. So we still in the future need to exchange energy. Yeah, but we're taking the money out of the equation as I see it, or it's like kind of a type of point system. But anyway, and then also bartering and exchanges and so forth. But you know what I mean? It's still very important that we have reciprocity, and that we are with people that really value us, that can see us. And that's really only with soul family. Those of our, that we feel of deep soul resonance with. It's frequency alignment. So, when we are with people, we can be with people that drain us and hinder us, or we can be with people that really bring the best out in us, and where we really, encourage one another and inspire one another. And that's where we're going from, the negative of people draining us, not being really connected with the right people most of the time, to being with those of soul resonance, our soul tribe, which is bringing everything else online. Because on our own, we have been surviving in survival mode. When we have a true soul family, we can thrive. And that's where we're getting to now, because there's just so much anyone on their own can do. Yeah, but we also need to obviously be with the right people. This is what the whole discernment part was about. Because, yeah, we want to keep an open heart, but we're not just going to open it up wide to anyone who comes around. We need to be discerning, okay? Because this was part of the distortion, so that we're too, I also know about myself. I'm super hyper independent, but there are many reasons why. But I'm also, really looking forward to not having to be that anymore, and totally, which is already happening, surrendering to my divine masculine, because I feel safe now. But I couldn't do so far. I've never felt safe really fully with a masculine. But again, you need to first of all cultivate that within yourself, because otherwise you keep attracting all the distorted versions of masculine, which is a reflection of your own inner distorted masculine, in order to clear out those aspects. And that happens again, masculine, feminine, it's not down to just gender. It's just different, aspects of us ultimately. So it's, but we're fully transcending also clearing out, that the womb healing has been healing, clearing out is completing fully now, which is really our creational center for men and for women. And together, this is where we're birthing the earth from. That's really the cosmic womb within us. And that's healing and clearing from all the, remaining karmic connections and residue. So if you have these things coming up, just know you need to, clear out any of these karmic connections. Anyone who's still draining us, it's really like house cleaning right now. And you need to really be very clear in what you want in your life and what you don't want. And surrender the parts where you can't change certain things in your life right now. Fully surrender to source. Okay, it's all about trust and surrender to divine plan, the things you can't change. Okay, but change the things you can, because it is about, making a change happen, or divine action, inspired by spirit action, because we also need to make the change happen. Obviously, it's both end, but it's inspired. It's not out of fear. It's just, okay, what can I maybe shift my reality in order to move things? Because we all want to, big changes here, and we can feel it, and we want to make it happen, but we might be frustrated about certain things that we can't just change. But if we align ourselves by our frequency of it's totally happening now, and I just get everything ready for that change, what you can get ready, then you're aligning yourself with that reality. Yeah, if that makes sense. And as all the fear clears, all the lower artificial timelines fully clear, there is nothing more to manifest there. Okay. So just know your focus is really everything, and your imagination is your superpower. Okay. And worrying is a waste of that imagination, quite frankly. True disclosure is inner knowing. I touched on this last time. So true disclosure is really about the inner disclosure, because I don't see a disclosure happening where there are some screens, some televised disclosure happening where someone or ETs are telling us what has really happened. This would just be more of what we already had of, like, it's not about comparing books and scriptures or information. This is the truth that arises from within, and that cannot be questioned. The truth is everlasting. And it's here now. The only one truth. And that's the thing. So what most people believe disclosure is really just a level of truth where they're the bad guys, and it's part of it. Yeah. But at a higher level, we have all created it as one. I spoke about this in my last video. And there's no one left to blame, because that's that forgiveness. Okay. Where again, those that have committed grave crimes against humanity again and again and have not chosen to rehabilitate and change their ways, they're going back to source as part of the shift and the reset. So they will just disappear and have never existed. So it's not as if anyone is getting away free. It's all about choices, over many lifetimes that are culminating now. It's the ultimate karmic payout, so to say. So all the karma is being wrapped up, but it's not up to us to be the judge here, so to say. Albeit as source, we are all together. I always believe we are just judging ourselves. It really is, because I've been going consciously through the Bardo process, and I know it's just, you need to just face all of you, everything you've ever done, and forgive yourself. So that's what ultimately this is about, but you need to be able to face it all. But we're fully transcending all this judgment, all this blame, all the shame, all the false pride, all that has kept us from looking. Because people are afraid, and the more you don't look, the bigger the pile of crap you're not looking at gets. And then you end up maybe can't face any of it anymore, because it just seems so big. But once you understand you've just been playing a role, and any experience has been a teaching, if you can focus on the lesson and the blessing of the lesson instead of the pain, you're there. But people who don't want to look, who don't want to learn, who are constantly just blaming others for everything that's ever went wrong in their lives, there's obviously an issue, and you can't learn from your experiences. And then you find yourself right now in a quagmire where you can see all the victimizer programming just doesn't work anymore. It's not working. And we're here to make that happen. So we don't feed into any more victimizer storylines at all. We're not playing these games anymore. Yeah, because some people also can make you feel like the victimizer, and you just don't play these roles. If people make you feel like a bad person around them, there's something wrong. Now, so that's all the things we need to be aware of. So all these things, because they're draining our life force, okay, need to be cut off. And the power always lies within us, shifting from within. This is all about the inner shift. Like as a child, moved around so often. Every time we moved, I imagined, would rearrange my room and, thought this is a new start, and doing everything different, like reinventing myself. But you're always taking yourself with you unless you really fundamentally change from within. And that's what we're doing now. And as we're changing, we are seeing the world and the people around us differently. As we see the world differently, the world changes around us, which is shifting now, but in a really quantum way, because we're igniting our 12th, aka 13th strand, aka 144 divine template, triple helix DNA, in the quantum now moment, which is bringing fully on 90 divine organic creatrix field. And again, it's super quantum. So it's beyond time. It's happening in no time whatsoever, and it has already happened. Okay, and it's held in our DNA, and it's activating through the frequency of love. So again, it's not even about solar flares, although they're also helping us clearing and activating our DNA and activating our heart, because these solar activities, they can cause heart problems if our heart is closed, or whatever. So it's ultimately the frequency of love, the full opening of the heart, that's activating our DNA and our blueprint. And that's the crystalline core, that's a permanent seed atom, and it's already in full motion. All right, and we can feel it. So this is also igniting, so true disclosure from within, which is our cosmic quantum history records throughout the dimension, okay, throughout the eons, throughout all time and space. But it's literally, we will forget what all the nonsense that has happened as if it never happened, but we remember the lessons. But we don't want to have to keep running in memory, which we don't need any more memory when we're just living in a now moment. And again, once we've cleared and healed our trauma, just memories literally disappear. They're not relevant anymore. As we can relate things that we have felt in our lives, you don't keep having them running around in your head, weighing you down. They just disappear. But you learn from it, which was the whole point of it. So true disclosure is arising from within, along with the heart activations, the crystalline core, crystal networks, our cellular memories, igniting our true history, true origins, who we truly are, our memories, all of our incarnational, multidimensional selves fully integrated and merged. That's what's happening now. Usanatera, Kenaturate. And it's all connected to the heart as I see it. So it's an inside-out event. We're not waiting for anything to happen, some solar flash from outside. It's all about you opening up to love and being that love and being the truth. It's one and the same. And that's freedom, that's abundance. It's all interconnected. It's what ignites it all. So all I really share is to help you remember your own truth, and who you truly are. Because as I remember, I can activate these codes also within you as you're listening, because it's beyond light language and beyond activations even. Yeah, it's being transmitted in the frequency that I'm carrying. And yet we all carry, again, and that's why it's so important that we share our gifts and abilities, and with pride, without being in our ego. We can have healthy confidence as well as being humble, and, not afraid anymore to shine our light, because other people have been triggered by it. Okay. And because it's so important, because this is what activates your template, and it activates it within them, because we are carrying these codes for all these different races. So it activates their remembering. When we speak from our true remembering of who we truly are. Okay. Never mind too many people we are affecting. Always, this has such a huge quantum entanglement butterfly effect. You won't believe it. Okay. If it's just one person listening to you, if it's just you listening to yourself, that's the most important part. Record yourself and listen back to it. The same as I listen to my videos and my recordings. It's literally, you're creating all of this for yourself. Ultimately. Really. If we would write a book, you're ultimately writing it for yourself. Gabor Mate, for those who know him, he's really good. I really like him. Gabor Mate, M-A-T-E. He's a speaker on trauma. And basically, he said the same. Any book he's ever written, he's done so for himself, And I love that guy because he really gets it. That's what all of this is about. We're always speaking to ourselves here. We're always healing ourselves here. As we heal, all heals, ultimately. But we're also here, obviously, to offer a helping hand and show the way. Again, we are those role models, okay? The new, true cosmic divine mother and father archetypes and what that means, and the new blueprints and templates for divine unions, which are all relationships. Okay, that's how important our inner work is. That's our wealth. So we've been busy transmuting any importance we put on financial wealth, which is, you know, kind of becoming obsolete in a kind of, because, for example, worth, money is fictitious ultimately, or, you know, the worth of money changes because it depends on how much worth we give it. If you withdraw the worth of how much you think, you know, us running after money and security, as you can see, then at some point it's never enough. Doesn't matter how much you run after it and how hard you work. You know, it might not be enough. So we have to transcend the importance from that too. Again, the inner work, because this is what's bringing infinite abundance for all online, for our tribes, for our children, ultimately, okay? And for the whole cosmos, because this is a whole cosmic undertaking, because as this ignites within the planet in our hearts, it goes out. This is a cosmic heart opening supernova event. And this is shifting, again, the whole cosmos into one organic creatrix field, okay? So no more multiverse of madness, no more all these different timelines, dimensions that are divided, and again, the wall in time fully healed, cleared, along with the tribal shield, which is literally us healing our field, okay, and bringing all these 12 strands online and integrating all the multidimensional selves. And also, because I know, so people who've been running like a 12D shield that they might know from energetic synthesis, Lisa Renee's work, I've shared it before as well, which is kind of you putting yourself in a pillar of light, or the Maharic seal, which is kind of an extended version of that. And I have also in my own work and activations have shared, you know, my own version of that, because I would always extend it beyond 12D all the way back to source. Now, I'm not going to go further into it. I'll leave the links again, because what I'm also being shown is that we ultimately don't need it anymore, because what's happening now is that it's your shield healed, which is your morphogenetic field, like a shield around also, like your buffer shield, energy field. When this is fully healed, you don't need that anymore. The 12D shield, which is like a pillar of light that connects you to the crystalline core and out into, you know, deep space and up also. But again, that 12D shield also doesn't really go all the way back to source, which is what I used to like to do. And I still like to connect through the stargates, as I do in most of my activations, all the way back to source, but it's not necessary anymore. That's also just what I wanted and was guided to share. So it's really from within. Your source is in your high heart, and this radiates out your shield, okay? And that's fully healing, because as most of us can feel now, all the healing missions all complete, okay? We're done. All quantum completing, which is why the event is imminent. Okay. I'm also being shown letters dissolving, which means linear language that is keeping us separate ultimately is also dissolving. So we're getting to, that's also what the Emerald network is about on the planet and cosmically. It's a new telepathic communication network, like a organic Wi-Fi connecting us telepathically, okay? Where we are connected and we don't need that artificial grid and these silly Neanderthal type technologies. Oh my God. Okay. Big activation. Crystalline organic technologies coming fully online, which is at one with us. It's one of the consciousness. Okay. It's like your light ship, you're steering it. You don't need any crazy controls. It's all consciously connected, the same as we exchange telepathically, we still use sound and so forth for certain purposes, but not for normal communication, more for sounding and sound healing and toning and all of that kind of stuff. So that's also what's part of the 3D matrix. It's connected to time, it's connected to language, it's what keeps us separate, okay? And 5D beyond, there's no more language, so to say. And that's also, you know, no more miscommunication or lost in translation. And that's also what causes a lot of the misunderstanding between egos, quite frankly. Also, light language is a vibrational healing energy. Okay, it's not that you're here to supposed to figure out what codes are coming through ultimately, or these are Lion, these are Syrians, and because again my activations carry all of these codes, but it's more, and you're not supposed to really translate it word for word. Like, I know they're very multidimensional. I always get a general meaning of what I'm activating with what I'm speaking, but it's not word for word, you know. And again, it's a vibrational energy healing tool, and you're not supposed to try and figure it out with your mind, okay? But it really helps you heal and align and clear and activate your whole morphogenetic field, okay? And especially DNA. So we're going way beyond what was, and we're fully transcending time, space, gravity, okay? All the laws of the universe, or not all, obviously, the core natural laws we are reclaiming, but those of the 3D matrix, okay? Because this is all part of the illusion of separation, fully dissolving now. So we're also youthing, regenerating, rejuvenating. I see us youthing to around whatever, late 20s, like type level of youth. And because that's where you would usually stop sort of developing or aging, in a sense, when you have full crystic energy flows connected back to source, constantly rejuvenating, regenerating your field, and you ultimately don't need to die or pass on, because you know your energy. And we're shifting back to liquid plasma, crystalline light beings. And also that means we need less and less sleep, or ultimately none anymore at all. So that's also what you might feel now happening, where you need less and less sleep. Again, it's happening at a deep cellular level. It has very much to do with the consciousness. I don't see the whole mad bad thing. This is already happening. As we shift in consciousness, your body heals. As you have God source consciousness, you have a God body, you don't die anymore. Because all disease, illnesses, aging is down to the consciousness being inverted, so the lower codings. And distortions that have happened. So also the new ancient sacred geometries are coming online, the rose and crystal lotus codings, igniting within and without, also in the field, in the planetary field. So huge activations also since the last big grid activation I did, my last video. Check that out. Again, I leave the links below. It's really powerful. And that really cleared and activated the grids and got it ready for the supernova of the heart event now. And we could feel it in our field. So that was really blowing out some last cobwebs on a really deep level. And it's also very much, again, activating the sacred geometry as we're shifting from the old bi-wave of the metatronic reversals to the trivecca, the tri-wave coding, which we are running as we are embodying the Holy Trinity really within us, the divine masculine, feminine, inner child, reunified as one. And these are the eternal life source currents that are perpetual life really from your heart, where you're constantly, like, which is also called the butterfly pattern, and which is basically the Christic energy flow connecting you to source, what is really happening from your heart and constantly replenishing your energy field, and it doesn't drain anymore. So this is you having a sovereign energy field, and this is also helping you then to not age and die and get sick. Also, this is again connected to sacred sexuality, because this is also how, and I shared this before, and I might leave links again below, about white tantra and how we can use also sexual energy in order to constantly rejuvenate and replenish our field instead of draining it and exhausting it. But I'm not going to go into this now more. But I feel this is very much also connected to what's happening right now with the coccyx and with those 8 fetal cells, the membrane around it fully opening, and the Kundalini again running up, because it's very much connected to the sexual energy, which before was inverted. And it's also connected to the spirit body merging with the physical body, because it also happens through the root, and our energy has to flow upwards, which before has been basically inverted through also the red wave spectrum. I'm not going to go into this much. I'm going to leave a link below. I hope I remember all the links. I'm going to need to listen back to it. Just check maybe in, I don't know, 12 hours or so to make sure, in case I forgot some of the links. So basically, it's just what's run as an artificial timelines. It's been just part of the distortions within the light body and within our fields, which have kept us kind of, reversed the energy running in our fields and have, had us running artificial timelines instead of the organic ones. It's called the artificial red wave spectrum. So basically as we remember, we are only playing our roles here, okay? No matter who it is, this is also debt forgiveness. As we forgive ourselves, we forgive all others, that sets us all free, okay? So keep remembering, keep going deeper. If there's still something to forgive, but I feel it's basically we're done. That's done. It's all dissolving in the field, all of these inversions as we are fully healed. And all that's been hidden in the dark and all the secrets are being revealed and remembered along with who we truly are. So again, I don't believe this is an inside-out remembering as the crystalline structures, the core, our hearts, crystal body, DNA ignites. It's our memories fully online of what really happened. It's us remembering a different future, so an ancient future, which is what's bringing online New Earth, which is our ancient future, where we should be, so to say, which is New Earth, which is heaven on earth, which is Eden. And we're literally merging heaven on earth through us, which again, also we're doing through masculine, feminine merging, the divine unions. So that's all about unveiling, unmasking right now. And also what's important to understand that people who are also not in their authentic selves, because we all had masks, obviously, and they're all coming off now, one way or another, is also because we are afraid of not being liked for our true authentic self. And because we're also used to, being who we're told to be or trying to, survive in the world by trying to, fit in or make it work or whatever we've taken on as survival mechanisms as children, okay, to have our needs met. So we're actually afraid of being rejected for who we truly are, for our core essence. And once, we truly love ourselves, we know that no matter what anyone says about us, it's actually not going to affect us anymore. That's why self-love and that divine inner union is so important, because no matter who it is, even if divine counterpart, if they, I don't know, maybe if they criticize you one day, that shouldn't, bend you out of shape either, so to say. Okay, we need to have a healthy sense of self, a love, in order to feel full and whole within ourselves, and we don't need another person's approval or acceptance in order to give that to ourselves. So we're no longer abandoning ourselves, okay, we're no longer going to reject ourselves. That's us fully realizing our worth, which is what brings online everything else now, abundance now. And I can feel it's all coming online now. It's all coming online any moment now. So we're there. All right. So keep merging with that. Keep feeling this already. Keep going there. Okay. Just keep going for the feeling of you already living your biggest dreams, your, the best life yet. Okay. Keep going there. And as our ancient future memories come online, the realities come online, as I said. And that's all through us remembering what we're here for, that we came here to literally, we hold the keys and codes for New Earth, the quantum. We hold the blueprints for New Earth in our DNA as that comes fully online. Any moment now, everything is coming online. All through the infinite power of true divine love. Okay? So also, just one more thing to narcissists and codependents. You need to understand that narcissists externalize everything and the empath or codependent internalizes everything. So again, they're always like two parts of the same coin, okay? And that's what we are, these polarities which we're fully dissolving or collapsing now within a 0-point field of neutrality and divine love. So it's just important to understand they're just kind of an opposite of you, okay? And in the end, also, what is often the case is that you don't even know anymore who's the victim and the victimizer, because as you are in victim energy, you're basically creating the victimizer, and as you're canceling out the victim, you cancel out the victimizer. So you need to understand your power and no longer, see yourself as a victim of you know, being an empath, but become the super empath, who is what cancels out the whole game. All right. And that's what we're doing now, right now, by canceling out all these things that don't serve us, and where people are feeding on us and, you know, taking more than, you know, they're bringing value to our life. So basically, with all the heartbreak and all the trauma and painfully clearing and healing, the memories of the past dissolve, and with it, the last remnants of the artificial matrix simulation and the firmament. Okay. So again, what we're seeing is an artificial overlay. It's not real. And it's also allowing, so all the remaining interference patterns are leaving: karmic load, miasma, black magic, inserts, implants, false memories, all of that stuff. Black goo, AI machinery, AI nanobots, nanotech, nanodust, graphene, all of that stuff is being cleared, okay? And with the crystal clarity returns, and we are remembering who we truly are and what really happened, because that's part of what has been, you know, overlaying it. And it's also clearing along with all this dead energy, which is what has also been holding us down. And that's just what's clearing all the false overlays. So we're letting go of any remaining fears, illusions, false perceptions, projections, doubts, worries, insecurities, nervousness, anxieties, resentments, sadness, grief, traumas, wounds, along with all remaining density, negative entities, parasitic life forms, shadow beings, artificial intelligence, structures, architecture, matter. Done, 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 done. Una sera te dan se queda shu kuku kuna te da ena kara sa ta ta ta. So it is done. So it is. And I'm really just saying this now because it's clearing this further in the field for you as well listening. Okay, this is an activation within itself. So the persecution wound and program has been successfully deleted from the consciousness as part of the distorted polarity and victim-victimizer consciousness programs. So fully alchemized, overwritten. That's our missions fulfilled. This is the end of polarity consciousness. This is the end of the 3D matrix experiment. We're done here. Done, done, done. Also, with the grid upgrades, clearing is also healing our central nervous system, which is held within us, within our meridians, nadis, axial tonal lines. That's really the representative or the micro of the macro grids in the field in the planetary body. Again, we're holding the blueprints within us. The whole cosmos is inside of you, literally. So as we're healing this, the central nervous system and the grids, it's all interconnected. And that is what also ignites new ascension earth and the diamond grid. And relaxation is absolutely key. And it's been very hard to come by until now, of course, unless we're totally knocked out, but you get me, because we've been so, you know, attacked and targeted, and the frequencies we had to deal with and all of that. I think I've said more or less everything. I've got more notes, but it's getting too long. And most of this, I believe I have already said. Oh, before I forget it. So join me also with Todd Medina on Sology on the 25th, Wednesday at 8 p.m. UK time. I'm also going to leave the link below. That will be a fun conversation. It's been a while since I've been on there. So that would be good. So you can join us there or listen to the replay. And I'm also going to leave a link to Lisa Renee's last article there, just because it's a long article, but you can listen to it also at the top of the webpage on an audio. It's audio recorded as well, but it is heavy language. Like, I still find these articles hard to, you know, read sometimes. It's just, in general, at the moment, heavy information. Because we're really moving away from that as well, ultimately, all the languaging. So, but if you're interested, because it does summarize and confirm a lot also what I've been sharing about lately and the activations we've also been doing together. But I do disagree with, basically, we're finished here. This is the end of the spiritual war. And this is all quantum completing right now. And again, the disclosure I see differently. And this is also why it hasn't happened yet, because the real disclosure happens from within, and it's us remembering that we've all co-created this as one, and it goes beyond all the victim-victimizer playing out of hanging the cabal now. All right, they're just being sent back to source. Done. And we're waking up in paradise, and we don't have to go through any of this nonsense, because any of these timelines are still fallen timelines. They're not real. It's part of the whole role play, which is fully dissolving now, and that would just give them more time. And this is the end of time. End of time. Totality of singularity, no time whatsoever. All time culminates, collapses right here, right now, within that 0 point field. Una tera se kushkuna te ena tera tuku unaya. Aiskara ena askara eta tatana ususus. Done. We're done here. So keep quantum aligning. Ask yourself, what would God do? Because we got roots on the ground, okay? And we are accessing our inner genius, our God soul self that is connected to everything, okay? And because once you're connected and unified with God source, nobody's doing here anything. Ultimately, it's all happening because, you know, what is this? Then God source experiencing itself through all these fractals, okay? And now it's a total reset of source back to heaven on earth, okay? But there's no more division. Because it truly is a state of consciousness, heaven or hell, isn't it? Now, and we're shifting back to heaven. So awakening is a total non-event. Big risks mean big quantum leaps. Remember that, okay? They're really worth it, and you totally transcend any remaining fear. The only way you can ever transcend fear is just face it, do it, move through it, okay? I've done many crazy things, especially over the last few years, but they have paid out so much because they really showed me you're always cared, you're always supported, and they really make you fearless. And it's all about to change forever. Nothing is going to be the same ever again. And I'm really looking forward to that. Although now we're also at a stage where we're no longer resisting even more this reality, which is kind of the key. So once you get to the point of where you're like, oh, yeah, okay, you know, it's not all that bad here, and you're no longer like, although we also, you know, at a deeper level can see that this is obviously needs to be changed, especially for the greater good of all, because again, this is about the children, this is about the people. We are here responsible for getting us all out of the matrix, okay? And it's also a gift of self-responsibility. It's both ends. So the soul is in charge here. Everybody, you know, is responsible for their own healing, as well as us dissolving this artificial matrix overlay and shifting us back to heaven on earth, because we're all part of one body, okay, one collective body, one cosmic monad, shifting us all back to cosmic consciousness, because we're just here playing those roles, the same as you have in a company, you know, people who are playing different roles, all right, so to say. So that's just what we're doing. We're just the heart and the mind, so to say, of the collective body. So in the blink of an eye, I've got really scratchy thing in my throat. In the blink of an eye, everything is going to change. So remember, you're a cosmic quantum traveler, and we're here to transcend time, space, and gravity, and language as well. No, there are no more limitations for us now. Own your power, own your gifts, use them. I'm just having a quick checkity check. I hope I said most. I know later on I say to myself again, I forgot this, I forgot that. But then I could sit here forever. Yeah, also the black box, all this architecture, you know, negative alien machinery, all dissolving, all clearing, or cleared. Lunar, Saturn distortions, connections, reversals, and artificial intelligence, material structures. Yeah, done. Done. I think I mentioned it more or less all. And also it was a big part of the whole unification of the masculine and feminine. So the importance of the surrender of the divine feminine to the masculine when we're ready. And, you know, he's ready to hold a safe container that allows her to fully surrender. Otherwise, she has to be in her masculine. And then also the feminine holding the faith and the space for the masculine to rise as she fully surrenders to him, because it's both and, you know, kind of feeling at the same time. And that's really healing all. As together, then they can unify as one with no more discord, co-create all new worlds now together. Okay. And that's especially true for the blueprint held by the original twin flames and the 144. But again, we're all part of this. But those who very deeply resonate with that and who know there were like the magic royal queens and kings here for the respective tribes, they will know and they will remember, because it's their job. And that's just where we're at. So let us remember who we are. All of our memories in crystal clarity are coming back. Oh. Try to keep focusing on the divinity in all things. Keep being the love in action that makes the shift happen, and the blessings and the miracles, okay? Because everything is about to just totally flip, literally, in more ways than one. And we're making this as easy and as graceful as possible, okay? This is also a reason when we say sometimes delays, we always keep, I mean, we can say there are delays, but then on another level, it's also, we're always upshifting to the highest possible outcomes for all involved. And that's our job here, to keep projecting it, okay? So be responsible for your projections, your thoughts, your beliefs, your actions, okay? This is what keeps co-creating all new realities right now, right here. Totally timeless. This is the end of time, the end of the illusion, the end of the false matrix, the end of the Maya, okay? We're waking up from the dream. Now, so das dann. Guna skara iskara ashku ushku aina. Kera era aina ya. Sukuna te. So, thank you so much for your support. Also like, share, subscribe, comment. And again, if you want to support me with a donation, I very much appreciate that also back, because it's the only income I have, so to say. And yeah, thank you so much for all your support, for all the hard work, for keeping on, shining your light, shine bright, share yourself fearlessly, so authentically, truthfully. And that's what dissolves all the fake fuckery. All right, so let's do it. Let's roll. Let's rise higher than ever before in your beautiful, authentic avatar self, fully activated, fully online. Okay. Plasma diamond rainbow light body, multidimensional DNA, the divine template of the 144 plus 3S1, fully activated, fully ignited, along with our Merkaba. Now, usukarashke esta na te kera sa asa ena kera kukuina. Sunaena shekera yena ya sa sushu kukuyanai. Tena satera sate. Seona kera kanatea. Sunatera sena karate enatara sukura shenatera kenayenate, changing our crystalline carbon atom composition to 13 protons, 12 electrons, 30 neutrons. Unatera sekenatera kekenatera keke. DNA, RNA, quantum codes fully ignite. Triple helix DNA. Unasera kekena sukuro shunatera kenayenate usus. Our crystal heart, crystal body, crystalline structures fully ignite. The permanent and cosmic Christ seed atom fully ignites. The supernova of the heart event fully ignited. We're fully remembering our God soul selves and the one true reality, new ascension earth, fully now. Una sera kera sanatu shukuru usunatera kenatea kea unatara senayai. Sunatea shekenata, tana sanatea. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you so much. It is done, it is done, it is done. I see you at the party. This is it. Let's do this. So much love. The cosmic party is already on. Some of us can feel it and hear it, okay? So tune in into the cosmic reunion. Come fully online now. So much love, so many blessings. Bye, bye, bye.